Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today we're going to be commencing episode 4 of Eating My Way to Optimal Health as a former raw vegan. Unfortunately, to my dismay, I had to make a concession today. I start work in roughly 6 hours from now, so I'm eminently pressed for time. Therefore, due to severe time constraints, I don't have the time to eat all the vegetables and fruits that I typically do. So this meal is going to be comprised of 5 ingredients. What are those 5 ingredients? Well, they encompass cauliflower, broccoli, radishes, coconut shreds, and avocados. And as you guys know, the avocados are relegated to the refrigerator. That helps retard oxidation. And the coconut shreds are also stored in the refrigerator at the moment. So once I consume these vegetables, and I'll subsequently consume the coconut shreds in tandem with the avocados. I'm really agitated, I'm irritated, because working encroaches on my eating schedule, on my sleeping schedule, and it interferes with my ability to earn money from my side hustle, which entails creating tens of thousands of ineffably epic videos for the multiverse to feast their eyes on. Now, I don't have a vegan multivitamin that's not expired, so that option is off the table. In this context, at this juncture, at this confluence of time and space, I would typically take that multivitamin as long as it's derived from a plant-based source, if I had it on me, but I don't, so I may have to consider buying a multivitamin. And I'm unequivocally not getting all the phytonutrients, macronutrients, micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and other salubrious compounds I need that I would typically otherwise get if I had more time. But due to severe time constraints, I have to make a massive concession and concede to eating significantly less. I'm going to be working the night shift. I need to be imbued with energy. I did deal with all this bureaucracy today. I barely got any REM sleep, so I'm lethargic, debilitated, frazzled, torpid, and it adversely impinges on my cerebral faculties, to say the least, because I'm not well rested. And the crux of the issue was that in spite of having a terminal degree, aka a doctorate, and having an MBA, and a copious amount of work experience throughout the years, they're still starting me out at minimum wage. So I wrote a letter to appeal the decision, and I added in all my work experience on my resume, and hopefully that'll render me more apt to get the highest possible starting salary. Now, I did get job interviews for a position that would offer at least quadruple the salary of what I'm receiving now, but the issue was attaining that particular job is that I would have to move to another state to be pursuant of that job. Now, if I were pursuant of that job that I'm qualified to perform, then my overhead costs would increase substantially, because I'd have to pay a fortune for rent and other expenses that I can circumvent at the moment by living with family members. It's far more affordable to live with family members than it is to live alone. It would be ideal to live alone, but if all your money is going towards rent, transportation, utilities, then it negates the benefit of earning $40 an hour. Furthermore, the work is not full-time and is only part-time. You can't sustain yourself, nor can you attain sustenance on a part-time job, even if it's high-paying. So we're eating the cauliflower. I'm going to assimilate these phytonutrients. Now, my pH levels are not really going to fluctuate because I'm not eating anything acidic today. As you guys know, the acidic fruits are truly alkaline fruits because they leave an alkaline residue in the body post being digested, but everything I'm eating has a pH level above 7 when ingested and digested. So are the acidity of my stomach is not really going to fluctuate here. So we start off with the cauliflower. And by the way, when I commence eating the coconut flakes and avocados, I'm not going to have any water remaining in this bowl because I detest and disdain the texture and the taste of the coconut flakes when they become soggy, rancid, and submerged in water. Sure, it's advantageous and truly a boon that it retards oxidation, but that's not my overarching goal. You know, I really want to eat foods that taste scrumptious, succulent, piquant, zesty, flavorful, nutrient dense, and if something tastes sullied, if the taste is modified so that it tastes unsavory and non-appetizing, then it is kind of an issue, because not only do I eat to optimize my health, but I want to be able to relish every last bite. I love to revel in eating, and in order to bring that prospect to reality, I need to eat fruits and vegetables and their utmost flavorful form, and the flavors modify so that I no longer gain my stimuli through eating. When the flavors modify so that it no longer is sensational to my palate, then I omit that particular ingredient or food from my diet. So, for instance, even though cranberries are deemed the utmost nutrient dense, healthiest fruit relative to all the other fruits, I don't eat them because I detest and disdain the way they taste. So I'm pressed for time. I'm going to have to eat the rest off camera, but I will continue eating all this and more on the live stream. But eating this will definitely help me optimize my health. Not only will it revitalize my energy, or I should say, not only will it revitalize my body, I'll rekindle my energy. But as long as I continuously eat plant-based fasts, excluding olive oil because it's oxidized and deadly, then I should be able to ramp up my BMI, have a little bit of a buffer or a reserve, so that I don't shiver to death when I fast. And I also have the energy to perform more optimally at work. I'm going to have to succumb to the laborious drudgery of rudimentary labor. I'm going to have to complete menial tasks, and I'm going to have to be content doing so. For put on the facade that I'm content with working the night shift, a minimum wage, completing rudimentary tasks, and not having the opportunity to eat a substantial meal, nor get proper sleep. When you're striving to create 600 videos per day, plus work a full-time job, plus upload and title 100 videos per day, plus do other work, complete more publications for academic databases, and properly nutrify your body, it becomes a nightmare to manage. So I have an endless amount of work. It's ceaseless. I have to demonstrate indefatigable energy to pull through the muck and mire and get all the work done, and it just never ends. It's too bad that while I was a doctoral student, during those 4 years, I was more adamant about attaining a 4.0 GPA than I was about working full-time for a major company. The problem is, if you want to get a 4.0 GPA in a doctoral program, you need time. And when you're expending your time writing essays, refining them, being a studious, diligent student, you're forgoing the opportunity to work full-time. The job I have now doesn't offer flexible hours, and if I had a job like that amid my doctoral program for the totality of it, I doubt I would have been able to get a 4.0 GPA, because the workload is hefty, it's lofty, it requires tremendous time and concentration to complete it, and if you don't have time as a key ingredient to allocate into your work, it's unlikely that you'll attain the results you want. You truly have to be punctilious, meticulous, fastidious, tenacious, if you want to get a 4.0 GPA in a rigorous, intense, cumbersome, strenuous doctoral program that exhausts your mind, body, and spirit. And after you're in your doctorate, if you pass all the hurdles, you'll have to redact your scholarly articles and pray to God that they get accepted into an academic journal or academic database, even though the acceptance rate could be anywhere from 10 to 25%. So the real world, outside the confines of academia, is unequivocally intense, but you'll be redacting your research articles in perpetuity to increase the likelihood that they'll be accepted into a renowned scholarly journal. Hope that you found this video to be intriguing. I'll keep it in perpetuity. Goodbye.